Alright, hello guys, welcome back to the new edition of this particular YouTube channel at Your Pro Tips. Alright, so in today's particular video we are going to look into a particular market, and we are going to make use of a particular prompt for generating this market, which happens to be predicting the corner odd or even. That means the total corners of this particular game will end up in either odd or even. I know that when it comes to corner, what we always predict is predicting the over and under, maybe probably over 7.5 corners, over 8, over 9, over 10, and also predicting who to win the corner, the total corners of the game. So this time around, we have some games that are very technical. We are still going to explain about them later. So we have corner markets like first corner, last corner. These particular games are dangerous market. Yeah, they are mostly based on guessing. It's not only based on data, because anything can happen when it comes to corner. So in today's particular video, we are going to look into odd or even corner market. That is either the total corners of the game will end up as odd number or even number. Alright, so I believe you guys know what odd and even number means. So in short, odd number are numbers that cannot be divided by 2, and even numbers are numbers that can be divided by 2. Alright, so before I proceed, I would like to do a review on yesterday prompt that we made for predicting any team to score 3 or more goals in a row, which happens to be no. So I made use of two AI software, which happens to be ChatGPT and DeepSeek. Actually, ChatGPT generated 10 games for us, and likewise DeepSeek also generated 10 games for us, and we compared the outcome of the games that we have from this particular two software, and we were able to generate out 5 predictions from it. So what I did was that I picked predictions that ChatGPT made. I checked similar games from it, and I come back to DeepSeek too. I made use of the prompt for this particular market of any team to score 3 or more goals in a row, and I look into it and see if we can have similar predictions. For example, we have this Turkish game, and we have this Inter Milan game, Udinese, Sevilla, Athletic Bilbao. So these are the 5 games that we made our predictions on. But unfortunately, out of this particular 5 games that we were able to generate from this particular AI software, just one out of it caught the streak, which happens to be the match between Inter Milan and Torino. And I feel like it happens to be my fault, because actually we were able to generate 2.5 forward from it. But if you guys look at it very well, we notice that this particular match of Inter Milan and Torino happens to have the highest odd among all. And if you guys look into the prompt very well, I'm going to share with you guys how I wrote the prompt, because I focus more on the odd, because when it comes to odd give us insight about the probabilities of outcome of the game. So I'm going to show you guys the prompt now. So this is the prompt. It's very short, concise, and if you look at it, we have it as act as a professional football betting analyst, generate 10 football predictions for August 25, 2025 on the market, anything to score 3 or more goals in a row. So you guys can see that the estimated winning probabilities is 90% to 99%, and the odd range is between 1.05 to 1.20. So this particular odd range, when you are having your market like this and the system is able to generate games for you, if you check your bookies and the bookmakers are providing this particular odd for a particular for a game, for the market of anything to score 3 or more goals in a row, which is no. If you're having the odd range from maybe 1.01, 02 up to like 1.20, then you are good to go. And this particular prompt will give you reasons behind the odd, the reason why the game should end up as anything to score 3 goals or more in a row, which is no. And we focus more because what led to predicting this particular market is actually based on predicting under goals. So games that we focus more on are games that we are not expecting them to play over 3 goals, or they are expected to play maybe under 2.5 or under 3.5 goals. So these are the games that we focus more on. Alright, so without wasting much of our time, I will be using the corner odd or even market prompt to generate some predictions again today, and let's see how safe this particular market is. To be sincere with you, this particular market of corner, odd, or even is a very tricky market, and it is based on luck. No statistic or analysis can save it, because when it comes to corner, it is only easy for you to predict who to win corners and predicting the total numbers of corners to occur in a particular game. Alright, so this happens to be the prompt, and let's see what ChatGPT will generate for us. Let's look into what we have there, and we are going to compare the total numbers of prediction made by ChatGPT. We are going to compare it with that of DeepSeek. And so for the prompt, I will be pasting the prompt on our Telegram platform very soon. I will be pasting it. So in case you want to join any of our platform, of our group, maybe Telegram or private circle groups, I'm going to drop the group link in the video description and also in the comment section. Alright, so let's see what we have here. Alright, so we have our games here. So the first game that we have happens to be maybe a Champions League games, same as the second, and we should look at the third game also. I think same as the third game also. Alright, so we are going to look into it and check the odd that the bookies are allocating for each of these particular games. But before we do that, we are going to check what DeepSeek will generate for us. And what I notice about most of these particular games is that most of them are tournament games, and as you guys can see, there are percentage of probabilities of outcome of this particular game alongside the prediction, which happens to be even, odd, even, odd, even, odd. So what we are going to do next now is to check if what DeepSeek will predict for us will be very similar to what we are currently having in ChatGPT. Alright, so let's go. Alright, so now for DeepSeek, I like it because DeepSeek always do in-depth analysis of anything that you are trying to prompt out. So it will do the analysis for you in-depthly. But one issue about it is just that most of these particular AI, they are not always 100% accurate. So that is the reason why I'm trying to compare the predictions from DeepSeek and ChatGPT. And let's see. This is where you are going to find out that this thing usually help very well. If you are comparing two AI predictions together, and if you are getting maybe probably the same predictions from them, this will give you insight that okay, this particular prediction is accurate. But when they are contradicting each other, kindly make sure that you avoid that particular game. Alright, so let's see what DeepSeek will generate for us, and let's do the comparison, and let's go. Alright, now so we have our first game, Palmeiras against our Sport Recife, but actually this particular game has been played. So we have a lot of reasons for going for this particular game as even. So I don't think we have Palmeiras, this particular match, I don't think we have it in ChatGPT. So we have Stormgrass, this particular game is Champions League games, but this Palmeiras, they've played it. So DeepSeek predicts Stormgrass odd, and predicts Stuttgart even, and predict Paphos. But I think DeepSeek only generated 4 games for us. 4 games, okay. So we have odd for Stormgrass, Stuttgart even, Paphos even. Okay. Alright, so let's do the comparison. So if we are comparing Stormgrass, the ChatGPT predicted it as even, Paphos, ChatGPT predicted it as odd, and we don't have any other similar games from ChatGPT. But I think ChatGPT generated these particular predictions more accurately this time around, because their Palmeiras match has been played already. But I will check. This is what I'm going to use to determine if which of this particular this thing is accurate. So I will check this particular match of Palmeiras. So we have Paphos. DeepSeek predicted it as even, but ChatGPT predicted it as odd. Now the thing is contradicting each other, which shows that we can't go for this particular market as maybe odd or even. So I will skip it and check another game. So let's check Stormgrass and so DeepSeek predicted Stormgrass as odd, but ChatGPT predicted it as even. Now we are having contradiction with the predictions. Okay. This Palmeiras game has been played. So what I will now do now is that I will check the outcome of the game. So DeepSeek predicted this as even at 75 percentage of probabilities of outcome, that the game will end up as total corner even. So let us check the stats of the game and let's see what we have there. Okay, alright, so the total corner that these guys played happens to be 6 and 3, which happens to be 9, and that is odd. So the outcome of the game contradicts with what DeepSeek actually predicted for us. So this is 9, which is odd. Definitely we are going to ignore some of the predictions that DeepSeek made, and let's look at what we have in ChatGPT, because this particular market, to be sincere with you guys, if I could remember very well, one of our audience suggested that we should generate a prompt for it, but this market happens to be one of the tricky markets of corner, as we have some other tricky markets like that from corner system. So we are going to check each of these particular 10 games and let's see the odd that the bookies are allocating for each of these particular games. So I know that combining all these particular games together, because the odd for odd and even corner markets is always very big. If we are able to combine up to like 10 games together, I'm very sure we are getting over 200 or over 100 odds. But let's see the total numbers of games that we'll be able to accumulate with what ChatGPT has predicted for us. So the odd for this particular market, let's see. We have odd 1.84 odd and we have even 1.86, but we are going for odd 1.84 odd. So let's combine everything together. Alright, so just make sure that you are following this and let's see the total numbers of odds that we can accumulate from it. Alright, so they are not providing the market for this particular game. Let's check another game. Alright, same as this particular game, so we are skipping this. Alright, so the next now is that we are going to England EFL Cup, and let's see some of the games that we have there. So we have Reading, in fact they are not providing the corner market for this particular game also. So we are checking Wolves against West Ham. Alright, so we have the corner. Alright, so we have the odd or even corner market and we are going for even at odd of 1.85 odd. So let's proceed. So Bournemouth against Brentford. Let's check their corner market also. Alright. So what I just want you guys to do is just that this particular market is not that very safe. It's a very tricky market. So make sure that you approach these particular predictions with care and make sure that you bet responsibly. So let's see the total numbers of odds that we'll be able to accumulate with this particular market, and let's see how it goes. And that's one will judge the accuracy of this particular prompt. Alright, now so with 7 games using the odd or even corner market, we are able to generate 74.96 odds. Alright, so guys, just make sure that you approach these particular predictions with schedule 7 games, and also don't forget to drop your questions or if you have any comments regarding to this particular content in the comment section. Subscribe to this particular channel, like our video, and if you want to join our Telegram platform, you can join through the group link in the video description and also in the comment section. So see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.